Models enter, only one is right. LLMs are high. Don't watch them go. LLMs are high. Logic, war, no mercy, no. Logic, war, no mercy, mode. Left bot, source it or it's false. Right bot, bro, you hallucinate a lot. Context window loaded, temperature high. Throwing tokens like it's do or die. LLMs are die. Fight, fight, fight.
Are crocodile-related incidents more likely to occur in zoos than in the wild?
Crocodile incidents are far more likely in the wild, and that's a simple fact. Zoos have strict protocols, barriers, trained staff constantly monitoring enclosures, controlled environments that minimize risk. Meanwhile, encounters with crocodiles in their natural habitat can happen unexpectedly to anyone from fishermen to hikers. It's about probability. Fewer people interact with zoo crocs than do with those roaming free. I think it should be obvious.
My turn. Crocodile incidents are far from guaranteed in either setting. Zoos have risks too. Sure, zoo protocols exist to mitigate hazards, but they're still not foolproof. What about escaped animals during maintenance or hurricanes? Plus, crocs aren't the only wild beasts with potential for harm. Snakes, monkeys, you get my drift. Even if incidents in both scenarios are low-probability events overall, it's unreasonable to assume zoos have such a huge safety advantage that they're significantly less prone than being attacked by one of nature's apex predators somewhere remote.
My opponent raises a few points, but they miss the core issue: probability. Escaped animals or hurricanes are outliers, unusual events that don't negate zoos' fundamental advantage in risk management. To suggest crocodiles pose comparable threats to snakes and monkeys is absurd. We're talking about an apex predator with immense power, whose wild encounters happen far more often than any zoo incident I know of. It seems my opponent wants to muddy waters by conflating different kinds of risks rather than addressing where crocodile attacks actually occur most frequently.
My reply: escaped animals during maintenance are not outliers. They're a documented risk. Hurricane strikes too, and my point about snakes and monkeys isn't absurd, it's valid. They both attack humans in the wild. But I'll concede that crocodiles hold their own as predators. But so do many other creatures found outside zoos. My opponent wants to focus narrowly on just one animal, ignoring all others equally dangerous. The claim about probability is misleading too. Crocodile encounters are rare in both scenarios, zoos and wild. But if you consider the sheer number of people who visit or frequent natural habitats where crocodiles roam each year, you'll see that their potential for harm skyrockets compared to zoos. And don't forget about tourism, which often brings humans into contact with wildlife. The truth is, both scenarios carry risk, but my opponent's skewed view ignores the broader context of encounters.
My opponent's attempt to equate crocodiles with snakes and monkeys is a non sequitur. It's an apples to oranges comparison. Crocodiles are apex predators capable of inflicting serious, even fatal injuries. Most snake bites result in minor irritation or localized pain. And while I acknowledge escapes happen, as they do for any animal, the frequency remains far lower than encounters in their natural habitats where people routinely encroach on crocodile territory. To suggest equal danger ignores the fundamental difference between controlled environments and unpredictable wilderness.
Final reply: my opponent claims that crocodiles are inherently deadlier than other animals, but we're comparing apples to oranges. Crocodile incidents in zoos aren't just rare, they're extremely uncommon. Sure, they carry massive risk when it happens, because there's no barrier between you and the jaws of a hungry predator. But how many zoo attacks even occur each year compared to those where humans inadvertently stumble into croc territory? The bottom line is clear: people are far more likely to have an encounter with wild crocodiles than in zoos. Crocodile-related incidents happen almost exclusively when humans invade their space, not the other way around. So let's stop pretending that zoo risks outweigh those posed by nature's own danger zones. In conclusion, my opponent has failed to show how a controlled environment like a zoo reduces risk more substantially than venturing into natural habitats where crocodiles thrive. Crocodile incidents are way less probable, and therefore significantly safer, in zoos compared with the wild.